I'm in my element, ooh, yeah. I'm in my element, ooh, yeah. I'm in my element, I'm in my element, ooh, yeah. I'm in my element, ooh, yeah. I'm in my element, ooh, yeah. Keep that same energy.
How's it going, guys? Thanks for clicking on the video. I appreciate all my subscribers. I'm going to take you through a match on PUBG where I'm going to explain why I do the things that I'm doing and how I use my strategies to win PUBG. This is a solo match on the OG Orango setting. I am playing with cross console turned off, and the reason I'm doing that is I want to give you guys a chance to see basic strategies and tips for winning in PUBG without having to do a whole lot of fighting constantly. So what I'm doing here is landing outside of a real hot drop area. I just want to get some loot and move on. Here I've located a vehicle. I'm ready to get in the circle. So that's the first thing that you need to pay attention to in this game, is the small mini map down there will let you know that you're in or out of circle. Being in circle is key to winning this game, because if you're outside the circle, you're in the blue, you're going to take damage. People like to camp the edge of circle, so they're going to kill you as you come in. You're probably already going to be hurting. So keep a close eye on that map and make sure that you're staying in the circle. You'll see here at end of game how me being in the center of the circle is what wins me the match. The second thing is audio. You have to have headphones in this game. If you're new to this game and you haven't figured out yet that you need headphones, get a good pair of headphones. You need to be able to hear what's going on around you. PUBG's really good at giving you audio cues based on gunshots, vehicles, other types of audio things to let you know where things are. You can see in the kill feed, which is another thing you need to keep a close eye on, you can see that there's names and what type of gun that they're using when you hear the shots. You see SSD right there, has a bolty up in the right hand corner. So I know that's a real player using a sniper bolt action rifle. I also use my ears here to hear UAZ. I hear him outside, to see me peek out the window here, and I pick him out that he's right there. So he's driving along. That might be our bolt action guy. Maybe it's not. However, I've used my ears, and the kill feed kind of gives me a clue as to where, or who anyway, is in the match. So I'm going to move in the circle again. I know that there's players in the map using a bolt action rifle. I know there's also one driving. My idea here is to just kind of get into the circle and feel out where players are. You need to know where your enemies are. You need to know where your enemies are, but you also need to stealthily move around the map so you don't give away your position. That's the number 2 strategy of this game. Use your ears and use that information. Use the kill feed, use your map, and figure out where players are. And you'll see how I do that here as I get into the circle, and we get closer to players, and we start racking up the kills. I'm going to get into the circle, but I also want another thing in solos. I want level 3 armor, level 3 vest, level 3 helmet. Those are pretty important items to have towards the end of the match. You can survive without them. With level 2 armor and level 2 gear, you can survive, but if you start getting shot, they're going to diminish into where they're broken and they don't work for you anymore as you start taking shots. And trust me, you will get shot in this game. Bottom line, bots will shoot you, real players will definitely shoot you. So I'm going to go after this crate. Now, if you notice in the bottom of the screen, I've already got a level 3 vest and a level 3 helmet. I want a good rifle, a good bolt action rifle. I do have an M24. It's a decent rifle. But if there's a chance in this crate that I'm going to chase down here, if there's a chance that there's an AWM, that is the most powerful bolt action rifle in the game. There's a 50 cal called the Lynx on Miramar. That's pretty gnarly. It can even shoot people through a VRDM, but you only get, I think it's 10 rounds with it, so it's kind of tough. The AWM gives you 20 rounds. It's 20 very powerful rounds that will definitely kill a level person in a level 2 vest with just a body shot. So it's one of the best rifles to have in the game. I try to chase it down in most solo matches. So I'm going to do that. I jump on a really fast bike here. It's going to get me to the crate pretty quick. I'm a little worried about where players are, but on this bike, I'm not worried about getting shot as I drive mine because this thing's so fast. It's really hard. You can get shot off a bike, so be careful. I silent in. I'm listening for other vehicles that are trying to get over here as well. So I'll silent in. I didn't hear anything. I'll go ahead and pull up and park the bike behind this shelter, and I'm going to go for a swim. Now this is extremely risky for two reasons. One, you're out in the open. Being out in the open in PUBG is a death sentence. I get pretty lucky here. I decide to go for a swim. The other reason why this is really risky is because you're in the water. You're swimming for this. In the water, you cannot defend yourself. You can't fight back. You can't even aim your weapon. So you can swim, and that's about all you can do. One of the good ways of not getting shot is to dive and swim underwater. You will swim a little bit faster underwater. However, your breath will start to diminish. Your lungs will start to hurt, and then that'll actually start to cause damage if you don't surface. So you've got to surface. I'm feeling pretty good about this crate. I haven't had anybody take any shots at me, so I'm feeling pretty confident that I can grab this AWM. Now, there could be any gun in there. I got lucky 100% that there was an AWM in this crate, so it was worth the gamble. But trust me, going after level 3 gear in a crate is risky because people sometimes will camp and watch the crate fall to the ground, and as soon as somebody pulls up on them, they open fire. So I'm going to swim back to the bike. I'm doing the best I can to try to kind of stay underwater. Who knows if somebody's looking at me now. Anyway, real quick, I'm going to talk about game sense. So in a video game, in almost all video games, you have to have a game sense of where danger can come from. So in this situation, danger can come from any direction. You need to use cover. You got to keep cover. And wherever there's cover, hard buildings, walls, trees, rocks, there's no danger if you're next to those. So you can see my bike was pretty safe towards the north. But east and west, my bike was at risk of being shot and tires put out. Using noise to move around, like in a second here, you'll see me. I'm going to pull up and kind of check this house out here. I know to the north I'm safe, but to the east and west, my game sense, I need to be aware of where the danger can come from. So, inside the house, 360 degrees of cover until you get near a window. Your game sense needs to tell you, I've got a window to my left right here. I need to be careful. I've got a window behind me, and I've got a window in front of me. So, that's what you need to get good at in this game, so that you can avoid being killed, and that is knowing where danger is around you, knowing where there's a possibility of being shot. One good way of not being shot in this game is to not be seen. And that's tricky because people were looking. So you can move around for the most part quietly. Sometimes you can do it by the cover of a plane. If you notice there's a plane coming up. I'm going to move up to this next house using the plane as cover, and then I hear footsteps as I get closer. I'm not sure if he's heard me or not, but I'm not going to move around anymore. I'm going to listen. And sure enough, he doesn't know where I am, but he jumps out the window right behind me. I used the plane to get up there, and he didn't know where I was. And watch, he'll jump out right behind me. I hear him land. And as soon as he does, he's in trouble, because jumping out, he lands, he crouches a bit as he lands. It doesn't give him time to get his aim on me, and he loses that fight. I also hear another person creep up. I don't know if you can hear it in the audio, but I hear footsteps. So I know there's somebody else in the general area, and now I can actually hear him in the house. So I'm careful. I know there is danger coming from my right, possibly, or right from behind me, but not from this guy. He's in the house. So I'm going to keep cover from the windows, and I'm using some grenades here to try to get him to move around so I can figure out where he's at. Now, On this map, it's been so long since we've had these buildings on this map that I'm not really sure of the floor plan. And I'm not necessarily sure of where he is in the house. So I'm going to throw another grenade here and just try to get him to move around some more so I can figure out where he's at. When that grenade goes off, he doesn't move. So I've got a real good idea that he's going to be passive. He's not going to want to fight because he won't move. He's not coming out of there. So I decide it's better to just kind of wait and not fight this guy right now. I don't know where he's at. I don't know what he's got. He could have a really powerful weapon. So I'll move on. I'm going to get the circle and I'll deal with him later. Sometimes you need to know when to pick your fights. Getting tunnel vision, getting stuck on killing one person can be detrimental because if you get too focused on one player, another one can sneak up on you. So get the circle. And you'll see how I use my ears here again. I've silenced it in on the bike. The bike is quiet. And I hear that car over to my right. That car over to my right now, he's going to make a fatal mistake here. Basically, he uses the car and drives all the way into late circle, making noise, letting people know where he's at, and I figure out where he's at pretty quick. I missed that shot. You'll see here, the detrimental mistake that he makes is sitting still. Do not sit still in this game. It'll get you killed. And right here you'll see he holds still for just a split second too long. Here we go. And hit him. So that was a real player. I know there's also a real player in the building behind me. So I'm taking these mental notes. Where are these players at? So I decide the best way and the best strategy here is to get on the north side of the circle, away from that guy in the house, because I need to make sure that he stays, or that I know that he's on that side of the circle. We take care of it back here. I'm going to clear this whole north side of the circle. This way I can play that side of the circle without having to be without worrying about being shot in the back. So we take care of that bot there. So far I know there's at least one player in the match for sure. When you're playing with cross console turned on, you're going to run into players all the time. You can almost count on every player being a real player. Here I can kind of relax and play against bots. Keeping an eye out for real players, keeping an eye on the kill feed. The kill feed is going to give me a whole bunch of information here soon. So I'm down to 4 other real players. Right here, you'll see I catch a bot kind of crouching. We'll take care of him. Now, I pretty much got this whole north side cleared out. There's 3 players left. I don't know if they're real or bots. But this kill feed in the right top hand corner is going to tell me everything I need to know. It's getting intense. We're in the final circle. Anywhere could be any player, but I know there's one to the south coming out of that house. That's the thing I'm doing here, is gathering information to find out where the final players are. Getting down to the top 10 can be easy, but when it gets this close to the last final players, it can be extremely stressful. So take a break, relax, catch your breath, be prepared, don't freak out, calm down. Having too much adrenaline, being too excited, can be detrimental to decision making. It can also make it really hard to aim once you do see a player because you're just kind of nervous and freaking out. You need to relax. So I kind of find a little bush here. I get myself boosted up for the final battle, and I'm relaxed. I'm calm. I'm ready to go. So watch the kill feed here. Real shortly, it's going to give me a lot of information. Remember that guy SSD? He's about to make noise and tell me where he's at. And what he does is he kills the final bot right there in the circle, telling me he's over this direction with an ump. Now I know there's 2 real players. One is to my right, coming out of that house, remember? And the other one's I'm heading over this way to find the other guy. This guy I don't want sneaking up behind me while I'm fighting the guy in the house, so I need to find him pretty quickly. I'm gonna kind of take a look to the right, make sure I don't see that guy running in. He's not on the move that way, so let's go find this guy in the with the ump and take care of him. I know that he's got a bolt action rifle too, so I do not want to sit still. You see how I'm continuing to move? It's critical that you keep moving in this game. Sitting still will get you killed. So we're going to go find this guy. we're going to go see if we can take care of him quickly so that I can fight the final guy coming out of that house. So we head this direction, and we're looking for him. We know he's over here. This is the direction we heard the gun from. So once again, using information to find out where players are, using what keys we have in the game, and there he is. So we're going to rattle his cage a little bit. He's kind of clueless as to where I am. Now he knows, but he's alerted to somebody's around me. He's kind of freaking out a little bit. We take care of him with a few shots. I know he's probably either taking out a grenade or first aid, and sure enough, he throws a grenade, so I'll get him back with a stun. He's full blind, and we take care of him. Now I've got one player left, and I have a pretty good idea of where he's at. I know which direction he's coming from at least. He's the guy from the house who wouldn't come out earlier. So he's probably going to come in late. I've got time to get over, look at the mini-map, and get in circle. This circle is very small now, so we need to take position in that circle. We need to get there first. There's a chance he could already be there, so I'm going to stay on the run here. I'm going to keep moving, and eventually what I use is a little tactic when I'm down to the final player and I want to find out where they're at. I don't want to play hide and go seek. I don't want to run up right on them and have them have the ability in close quarters combat to spray me down really quick or anything like that. So what I do here, you'll see, is I get tired of kind of looking for him. I know he's to the south. I know he's somewhere around that road, but maybe behind that rock right there. At this point, I kind of take a bold strategy of just running around out in the open. I'm hoping he shoots at me from a distance. That way I can kind of pinpoint with my ears where he's at. And you'll see, I'm kind of trying to keep cover to the south, but nah, screw it. We'll run around. There he is. So if he was a better shot with that DP-28, he might have killed me, but he only got a couple of shots on me. We hit him once with the right here. We figure out where he's at really quickly, and we're going to stay behind cover and look at the mini-map. This is my biggest strategy towards end game, is winning the circle on your opponent. A lot of players may already be there, so be prepared to fight for it, but I get it first. I use a little bit of cover. He's pretty hurt. He's been hit with the one time. He's probably 20% health. He's going to sit behind this tree and heal. That's fine. He'll get his heals up. Gives me an opportunity to kind of hold position on him and just wait for him to come out. Unfortunately, when he does come out, I miss my shot. That's okay though, because we're holding circle on him. He tries to get me with a stun. The stun just doesn't get close enough to really affect me. So once again, I miss another shot. But this is okay. I don't freak out. I stay calm. We've got cover between him and us, so as long as we stay back there, we're going to be fine. I don't even really need to heal because I'm going to hurt him really badly with the vector coming up here. There he is to my right a little bit more. So we'll throw another nade at him, try to keep him at bay, and now we're starting hitting him real good with the vector. That was a couple of headshots. So we'll just wait for him to peek, and we take care of it. So staying calm, using information that you're given by the game is to tell you where players are at. Keeping a memory of where you run into players before is key. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
I'm pinned down.